All right. So shout out to Carla Jenkins as I was doing a live stream talking about the trade for the New York Knicks in which they acquired Mikal Bridges from the Brooklyn Nets. Another piece of news that came down in the great old state of New York as Representative Jamaal Bowman, he represent the uh, New York 16th Congressional District. Well, they had a primary tonight, and Jamaal Bowman loses his New York primary to challenger. He is the Westchester County Executive, George Latimer. And this wasn't even close. This was an ass whooping that Jamaal Bowman took. Right? Now, I want to show you a clip from what took place when he had AOC and Jamaal Bowman trying to get people out to vote. This went down early today, so I'm going to play you that clip. DJ, spin that shit.
Now, y'all, that's what we're doing. Ceasefire now. Let's get it popping. The polls are open today. The polls are open tomorrow. Make sure you get out the vote. We're going to let them know how strong and powerful and mighty we are. Get big money out of politics. We are going to show AIPAC the power of the South Bronx. People ask me why I got a foul mouth. What am I supposed to do? You coming after me. I'm not supposed to fight back. We're going to show them who the we are.
Well, apparently the voters had a whole different idea because Jamaal Bowman is going to be out. Now, Jamaal Bowman, he's one of the members of the squad that formed in 2018. He got in Congress in 2021. So his time is done in Congress unless he runs in another district and is able to win there. But his time is done. So George Latimer is a moderate Democrat. He is a challenger who ran like an incumbent, benefited from an unprecedented flood of cash and a primary fueled by allegations of racism and a party's sharp divide over the Israel-Hamas war. A leading pro-Israel group spent more than $14 million on TV ads to unseat Jamaal Bowman. And as the results pulled in, it became clear that AIPAC and its super PAC, United Democracy Project, has succeeded in making an example of the two-term member of Congress for routinely criticizing the Israeli offensive in Gaza. Still, many of the TV ads attacking Bowman or praising Latimer made scant mention of Israel and instead focused on infrastructure spending and other issues of local concern, because that's what it is. That's what they always do. They always use, stuff that affects the everyday American as a front for the real agenda. Jamaal Bowman was speaking out against Israel, and he was out there speaking out, calling for a ceasefire, as you saw in the video and all that. And AIPAC didn't like that, and this guy right here was willing to take the money. And as he's willing to take the money, they ran all kinds of positive ads about this guy while trashing Jamaal Bowman. And it worked. But Jamaal Bowman is right, though. Money does need to be taken out of politics. But there's another underlying thing in play here, right? When have you heard Jamaal Bowman advocate for the black community? When have you? When have you heard Jamaal Bowman banging the drum for reparations? When have you heard Jamaal Bowman banging the drum for an anti-black hate crime bill? When have you heard Jamaal Bowman banging the drum for ending qualified immunity? You've never heard Jamaal Bowman do that or even say that. Jamaal Bowman hasn't done anything for the black community, but he has done something like this. DJ, spin that shit. Yeah, that's what he did during his time in Congress. He waved that fire alarm in Congress. Also, you can stop a vote. That's what his claim to fame is. But he wasn't out here advocating for black folks. He wasn't. So, when you don't advocate for your own people, don't expect the people to come out and support you. It is what it is. All right? I feel nothing for Jamaal Bowman. Right? I don't feel nothing for him. You don't advocate for black people, this is what you get. And the Democrats need to learn a lesson. But will they? They probably won't. What's up, Reef? This man did that a few months ago. Setting off a false alarm. All because he was trying to, put on stall tactics over a spending bill. Now, I want to show y'all something else. Right? I want to show y'all something else. Yeah, Jamaal Bowman, yeah, this is what you get. You don't advocate for your own people, this is what you get. You would advocate for everybody else. But this is what you get. So, New York 16th District primary, look at that. 55.7% to 44%. You got your ass beat, boy. You got your ass beat. This wasn't even close. You got your ass beat. It's one thing if you lost close, but you got your ass beat, man. But hey, I don't feel nothing for you. I don't feel nothing for you, Jamaal Bowman. This is what you get. When you want to advocate for everybody else and not your own people, this is what you get. When we sitting up here telling y'all we going to vote the couch in 2024, right? When we sit up here and tell you we going to vote the couch in 2024, this is what we mean. So I don't feel nothing for Jamaal Bowman. This is what you get. When you don't advocate for your own people, expect for your own people to not support you. Period. And this is the result. Now, see what does this the House District, which includes affluent suburban communities and diverse urban neighborhoods, is not expected to be in play for Republicans in November, making Bowman's defeat a triumph for centrist Democrats. Since the recent rise of progressives, Latimer and his fellow moderates have sought to drag the party back to the middle, especially when it comes to Israeli policy. Look, they're all doing this because they want that Israel money, right? They want that money from the Israelis and stuff like that, right? That's why Biden's sitting up here running his mouth talking about, yeah, we're going to support Israel. We're going to do this, that, and the third. And, We all looking at that like, okay, you giving money to Israel, you giving money to the Ukraine, all these other groups is getting money, and we in the black community looking at this. I'm like, okay, where's our cut? Because if anybody should get anything, it's us before anybody else gets anything. But no, Democrats want to call themselves running their mouth, talk about everything else but black communities issues. You got us black bootlicks advocating for everything else except for what we demand and all that. And this is what happens. AIPAC and the Super PAC have spent heavily across the country in an unbid to unseat other critics of Israel, but nowhere did they anticipate such an advantage as Bowman's district with a large Jewish population. The AIPAC-aligned United Democracy Project, in a statement, vowed to replicate its backing of Vladimir against Israeli critics across the country. Latimer's victory is another example of how support for the U.S.-Israel alliance is both good policy and good politics, the group said. The UDP will continue to support leaders who will promote our partnership with Israel and oppose detractors regardless of political party. Look, I don't know what Jamaal Bowman strategy was, but clearly didn't work. It clearly did not work. Bowman has called for a ceasefire and criticized the president of providing weapons to Israel in the wake of the October 7th terrorist attack by Hamas. He also questioned whether sexual violence occurred during those attacks and later apologized. He traveled to Israel at the end of 2023, shortly before declaring his bid for the House seat. He also condemned Hamas for the civilian deaths in Gaza, as well as Israel bombarded the enclave and pressed for the return of hostages kidnapped during the October attack. But Latimer has been careful not to criticize Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for much of the campaign and declined to weigh in much on Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer's call for a new Israeli government. Allies of Latimer insisted Israel was only one factor in the argument against Bowman, a former middle school principal, and Bowman's antagonist charged that he was not present in the district during his 2 terms and that his pulling of the fire alarm during a House vote was an embarrassment. His vote against the key infrastructure spending package became fodder for during the campaign as well. Now, this was the thing. Bowman came into the race with some big advantages. The district lines were redrawn slightly in his favor, and House Democratic Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries of New York endorsed him, but offered very little visible support afterwards. That was in the final days of the race. The prominent left-leaning Democrat like AOC and Bernie Sanders, who rallied with Bowman on Saturday. Now, Bowman insisted his campaign was built around lower-income people of color in the district who would have been ignored by federal officials or elected officials. He drew support from constellation of left-leaning organizations that play key roles in progressive politics, including Working Families Party and Make the Road Action. Well, Jamaal Bowman, like I said, it's on you. Because whatever strategy you had, it don't work. Clearly don't work. Hey, maybe you can go back to being a principal, right? In one of those schools out there in Bronx, Queens, maybe even over there in Staten Island, right? You go back to being a principal. Maybe you can even be a superintendent in one of those school districts out there. That's what you can go back to be doing, right? But yeah, as a representative, shit, you ain't be no representative no more. Your ass is done. So Jamaal Bowman is on borrowed time as a sitting U.S. congressman. Period. But once again, we're going to play a parting shot for you, dear Representative Jamaal Bowman. We're going to play a parting shot. DJ, spin that shit. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Shouts out to the Lions Den basketball community. This your man. Scream at me. Hurry!